First thing that happened, shot of cold water straight into my armpit. I'm really wondering why they would do it like this.
Sitting on that floor, buddy. How does it feel?
It feels fresh and clean and crisp and clean.
It feels
It's bright, very light in here.
glossy. Look at that. See what not walking on it did? I feel like I'm winning. I know I have edge work to do, but I really feel like I'm winning.
Well, we're back from Dallas. We did a project before we left, which was we painted the floor. I shouldn't take credit. Shauna painted the entirety of the floor down the length of the trailer, and the goal there was to give it a week to dry. So that looked great when we got back, and we were pretty happy about it. So now we've got some clear weather, a little bit overcast, but clear weather, and we want to get back to some of these projects. So one of them is to deal with this antenna on the roof looking a little sketchy. I've been afraid to touch this thing, thinking it's just gonna come right apart. It's bad. But this is our radio antenna, and it's in pretty terrible shape. And what we're hoping is that we can just put a little stubby on it. We bought a kit with kind of the various different thread adapters. It's all kind of versions of standard thread. So we should be able to just replace this antenna in terrible condition with something a little bit better, a little bit more low profile. Hopefully, quick project, quick solution. All right, we got a nice little hardware kit. Turns out I really don't need any of it except this little washer. All I'm gonna do is throw that on here. This is a metal base, black but metal, and I'm just gonna go ahead and thread that on. None of that is needed. So, simple solution here, and hopefully improves our appearance. I do wonder if the size difference here may severely limit our radio reception, but we may never know. I never know what to do with the little extra hardware that comes in a kit like this. I always feel like throwing it out is wasteful, but then it's just not right for anything, so off it goes. At any rate, this is done. On to the next project. Meanwhile, this is about to hit the oven. Oh yeah. We've been having some ongoing trouble with the AC drain lines up front here, and due to some helpful viewer suggestions, Shauna got me a present. Pretty excited about it. Let's figure it out. It's working. We're kind of in San Antonio, so maybe we don't have long range if we're way out in the country, but it's working. Of course, we usually use Spotify or podcasts or whatnot, so maybe it'll never be an issue, but bottom line is, it still works.
Oh, I've got to show you something, Andrew. Come here. Come here. Little rubber nubbies on this, it turns out, are flammable and hard to put out. I caught them on fire, so when you were cooking...
So the difficulty for me when I was cooking is this thing is very unstable, and it rocked over, which pushed them up, I think, and they get too close to the flame.
I think that is probably what happened, but it was a heck of a time for me to put it out because it was burning plastic, which you wouldn't think would be a problem on a stove type item.
I think it would be designed that way, but there is a solution for this. I've seen it.
Yeah, it's a bit of an upgrade I've been reluctant to spend money on, but hey, fire hazard, we have to. No choice.
It's a safety issue, guys. It's a safety issue. I'll get that ordered this week.
Yeah.
I need to go grocery shopping. I need to set a timer for 20 minutes and then I'll rotate it.
That's gonna be good though. That's looking good.
Well, it's the only thing I had ingredients to make. We really need to go grocery shopping.
Yeah. Yep.
How's the new toy?
It's pretty awesome. I'm learning how to steer right now. Just thought I'd check out the back of this cabinet because it's hard to see any other way.
All right, and then you're gonna scope the drain lines?
Yeah, can't wait. I'm excited here. We are going to just disconnect one plumbing fitting and send that camera right on in, see what he finds. Ah, well, it's all over my face.
And the bed.
That was kind of a lot of water. Let's go get the new toy. Did we check to see if that's waterproof?
Did you read the directions?
Have we met? First thing that happened, shot of cold water, straight into my armpit.
I can see that.
It's gone well. There's no pictures on here suggesting whether it's waterproof or not.
You might have to just read it, Andrew.
That's not how these work. Like, they should have pictures on them.
Yeah, sure. All right, buddy. Let's figure this out.
Hey, IKEA has it figured out.
You're dripping on the paper.
Got water on the paper. Comes with a USB-C end, so I'm just going to put it into my work phone directly. It came with a little adapter, but I can cut out the adapter if I just use my work phone.
Well, our iPhones are lightning because they're old technology.
They're older, yeah. Yep, we're up, we're working. All right, in we go. And I'm gonna watch what's happening. Pretty normal looking, maybe a little algae in the tubing. And it looks like we're coming to a puddle of water and the camera is underwater. And then, looks like we're stopping. So short bit of underwater and then we stop.
Okay.
I don't want to push too hard. I don't want to.
All right, let's try, have you go outside and try to come up from the bottom.
Okay, that's fair. Let's do that.
That'll deflate.
Yeah, but it looks good. Looks delicious. All right.
Surprisingly even for how poorly this oven cooks.
It is kind of even, isn't it?
Is that a drone?
No, I think it's a
bug?
Or a bug.
Weird. Okay. So this is interesting. I guess if you're a nerd like me, this is interesting. What I can see as I go up through here is I can see the camera going along.
Like...
Cicadas? I don't know. I can actually see how the Airstream's constructed because I can see the ribs as I go through them. I can see sealant. I can see insulation.
Through the tubing?
Through the tubing.
But we're still in the tubing.
We're still in the tubing. But here's the problem. I can only go 4, maybe 5 feet in, and I get to a corner, and it just won't go. So, same problem again. We can only see the start of it, not the whole thing. So, the frustration here is I can, I think, see as that tubing turns, the pink insulation, but the camera will not make that corner. It just won't. So I'm gonna go back to the steel cable, see if I can get that through, and then come back and try it again. Well, the camera's helped us get some insight here as to what's going on. Up top, it's confirmed we really have a kink and essentially water pooling, standing water up top. Pretty sure it's not running down into the walls. The tubing at the bottom is dry. I don't think we're losing water into the walls. And the problem with that is if that water makes its way down the walls and onto the wood floor, eventually that floor will rot. And I don't think we have that problem. So I still have a problem to solve, but it's not as bad as it could be.
So what's the plan?
I'm gonna stitch this up now. I've learned a lot about it, but I don't think I have a solution for us today.
Well, my bigger concern, I think at this point, is that we bump down the road and we fire up the AC and we've loosened that pinch point. While unlikely, it could happen, and then we'd be draining water down into our walls and we wouldn't really necessarily know.
I guess it could happen. What solution do you see?
I don't know. I'm wondering if we need to, above the roof, make sure that drain line is fully, like, closed off and disconnected from the AC and just let it run down the body for now.
There's probably a way to do that. If anybody has figured out something similar and has any tips and tricks, please weigh in the comments. But ultimately, my goal next is to make sure that that water that's running inside and into the wall doesn't, so that I don't have a leak point inside the body. I believe the most straightforward solution is to remove this T here.
and replace it with a straight section so that I'm just joining the cup to the cup, and I've removed the line that goes down and runs into the wall.
How do we keep the cups from overflowing on the roof?
I
mean, we want it to drain on the roof, but what I mean to say is that's a lot of water just building up there before it dumps out.
If we drilled into the cups so they just drain out onto the roof, that'd be a temporary solution for now.
Okay, can we replace those cups, or are they proprietary to the AC?
They come from Airstream, I think.
Okay. So we could buy new cups if we ever decide to, rectify this situation.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let's do it.
Does anybody have the Camp Air filters? My concern is they might add more filtration, but also strain the AC. Yeah, I'd be interested to know if anybody has those. Leave us a comment. Well, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna drill the cups, and unfortunately, it'll make marks on the body of the Airstream. The water draining down the body will make marks, but ultimately, I think it's a safer play for right now. Those cups can be replaced, and we'll do that eventually if we can get the drain line figured out. While I'm up here, I'm gonna test fit new drain caps. It'll replace the one over here that we think leaks when it's torrentially raining, and maybe that gets us ahead of that leak in the ceiling problem. I'm drilling it a little bit bigger to make sure that I don't have algae or debris that can clog a small hole. And that big hole should be easy to plug if that's the approach we want to take later. What I think happens is the body here is not properly sealed down to the black pipe that runs down through the ceiling. And so if it rains torrentially, you get splashback water up here that goes down inside this, there's like a little screen, and I think that gets in between the black pipe and the metal of the Airstream, gets down into the ceiling. That's my understanding. I'm not entirely sure, and until we take it apart, we won't really know. Hoping that the sealant removal on this doesn't take forever. It can be difficult to kind of get everything off that you need to get off, but been itching to get into this for a couple days, so we'll see how it goes. I'd like to try to explain what I think is wrong with this. Got a top, got this vent body with a screen on it. If water gets on here, in theory, it drains into this little cup funnel that makes sure the water goes down here. But I don't think if any water misses this, it's gonna sit inside the seal to the body and collect until it runs down the sides of this pipe into the ceiling. It may not have been happening at this one. Maybe it was happening at the other one, but there's a couple signs here that the easiest way to solve this problem is to seal the base of this pipe to the top of the Airstream. I'm really wondering why they would do it like this. There's a lot more sealant on this one. I wonder if somebody was trying to solve a problem and didn't quite get it right.
gonna go check laundry.
Perfect, thank you. Drive safe. Trying to go easy here so I don't strip them. It's hard to get the screwdriver to stay in the head with all the sealant. I suppose I could pick it out, but if I can get them without doing that extra work, it'll save me a little time. I think this one's done more in the way that I would expect. It's got sealant down close around the pipe here, and I think I like that better. And this one looks less likely to leak than the other one. So we've got a Camco vent and butyl tape and screws that come in the packaging. I don't believe we're going to be using this butyl tape. We're gonna go straight for Airstream-approved sealant. And I may use these screws, I may switch to a different version. Here's a quick comparison of the old screw pattern versus the new one. It looks like if I put the 4 screws back and caulk around them well, they won't interfere with the flange on this one seating down flush.
It has suddenly started to rain. Sprinkle. I'm hoping it's just a sprinkle. But Andrew's now running against the clock to get these mounted and sealed. I don't know, Andrew. That looks...
I think it's gonna be all right.
like you did it.
You're better with the caulking gun, I can do with that. Had to pre-drill the holes just to make sure that I get a good start on these screws. Happy with that. I've got a nice little edge pushing out all the way around. Brief moment of rain had me panicking to get this quickly done, so I didn't really film very well. But what I did was caulk around the existing black pipe and fill those holes from the last vent, the 4 holes, then put this on real quick. I like how my caulking is coming out all the way around the edge. I believe I've got a really good seal to the body, and I think we're gonna be better off doing it this way.
Do you plan to put sealant on the screw heads? That's what I would do.
Yes, that's the last step here.
Oh boy.
I'm doing it.
I see.
I've made sure to get tight around the vent pipe here, the 4 old screw holes, and a rivet that may be involved depending on where the flange lands. So I just made sure to put a little caulking around that just in case. Again, I'm gonna skip the no-name butyl tape there on the right that came in the Camco bag, and I'm just gonna put caulking all the way around the flange here, and I think it's gonna do exactly what we need it to. Pretty happy with that. I'm just gonna put it down and make sure that I give it a little twist just to make sure everything's right. I'm gonna quickly drill the screw holes for it, and we should be good to go and seal. I've started by putting 2 screws in it. That way I can drill the next 4 without the cover walking around, and the screw holes will still line up. Screws are in. I'm gonna come back and cover all of the heads with caulking now, and we should be in good shape. We have a sad moment for Shauna here, folks. I've had to start a new 221, and she really likes starting a new caulking tube because the tip isn't messed up and there's no old and dry that'll mess with your beads, and I feel bad, but I had to do it. Well, these are all set and sealed. I'm happy with how well they're sealed. Honestly, the appearance of it, we've done better work. And when I say we, the less I'm involved in caulking, the better it goes. So, yeah, but I think they're sealed. Well, here's a bunch of stuff that was involved in the project. Small note as we finish up here, I did not use the hex screws that came with it. I used Phillips screws like this. These are the type that came out, so I feel like there's no harm in changing it up. Pretty happy with how it finished up. Ultimately, we had that risk of rain real quick, but didn't materialize, and so I didn't have to switch gears and do anything the way I didn't want to. And ultimately, I think it'll be great. Well, forecast is full of lies today. Wasn't supposed to rain till later. Again, already been scared off the roof. And now I'm thinking I want to dump the tanks, fill the tanks before. I've got an issue where it's pouring down rain and I haven't done it yet. Lately, while parked, we've been leaving the gray water open, and then when we anticipate needing to dump the black tanks, we go ahead and close the gray for maybe a shower or two, and that gives us the volume to rinse, and it's working pretty well for us. Normally, I say normally, we're always doing different stuff, but all last summer we did not leave our hose out, and it's a bit weird to me that I've got the hose out now on the stands like everybody else uses, but this is the first time I've owned them in years and years of RV ownership. Usually we use the hose and put it away. In Oregon, I didn't want the animals eating it. So anyway, I've run enough cold water into the tank here. I'm gonna go ahead and dump. You might remember from 2 weeks ago, we had a bit of a flood in the campground and we had to pack up the trailer and hitch up and roll out. Ultimately, everything was fine, didn't come to much, but brings me to the point where I was missing one of these off of our sway control. And of all the spares of things that you could have that don't cost much money, I would recommend having the second set of these pins. I guess I lost one off the bars when I put them away, and must be on the ground somewhere. Never found it, haven't found it yet, but now I've got two, which means I still have one spare. All right, I'm gonna take off the one that we used as a temporary. If I put this exactly where it goes, hopefully it'll be where I need it next time. This has been down a little while and I've been slow to put it back up. No real reason why, just hadn't got to it. Hopefully I can get the screws to line back up. There we go. It's not the right one. Not the right one. I'll be right back. Took me a minute, but I had to find some different hardware for this, but yeah. After a second, it'll be back up where it should be. Making progress. Making progress. Yes, we are underneath the Airstream. So, I want to show you something real quick. This bolt up here is going to have to come out for the lift. So, I'm going to spray it right now with some blaster so that we can hopefully get it out without much drama shortly when we have to, the next time we come back to this project. And here's the other one on this axle, a little bit forward. It's a little bit easier to see what's going on with the back axle. Here's the quick description of what's going to happen. These two bolts come out and the axle lowers down. A spacer goes up in here and bolts in the same way. So the spacer will actually be right here using this bolt. And this hole right here will go up into the block. So everything comes down about 3 inches and the Airstream goes up. It'll be nice to have a little more clearance than just maybe an inch.
Don't worry guys, I see all that rusty frame. It's coming. I'm secretly waiting until the lift kit gets put in, so I have more room to work. We'll see you next week. Please like, subscribe, click the notification bell. It really helps our channel.